My name is Andrew Timothy O'Brien. I'm a gardener, a writer and a garden coach. This is one of my favourite spaces. It's the garden of Lizzie and Nev. They've been building this place for over 10 years now, and I've been helping them out with it for nearly as long. When they first came here, it was just a field really with the remnants of a hazelnut plat on it. And now they've sort of extended the garden ever closer towards the back, still with a big meadow area. And it's this lovely mix that we keep sort of teetering on the edge of nature taking back over. So it's kind of this blend of formal and informal with these beautiful semi-disciplined hedges of box and of yew mostly, although it is kind of mixed. And then we have the beds for the vegetables and the ornamentals that are allowed to run a little bit wild. We just sort of gently tweak away at the edges as the nettles and the brambles sort of start to make their way back in. It's a lovely space. Working outside in nature, for me, is a non-negotiable. Now, I realise it took me a while to discover that. I think I'd had a number of indoor office jobs for years really after I graduated. Lots of perfectly nice companies, but it became obvious that I wasn't really flourishing in that sort of office environment. And eventually I realised that more than just being a nice place to have walks at the weekend, the outside had some energy to it that I really needed to incorporate into my everyday working life. So being amongst plants and the wildlife and feeling the breeze on my skin and the rain on my head, so gardening seemed like a sensible way to go. The natural world inspires me. I mean, there's plenty of gardeners who are far better than me who inspire me, and I look at the way that they go about the business of horticulture and think, oh, I can pick up tips from there, and what a lovely relationship they have with their plants. But I think what really gives me that inspiration and gets me out there is just to look at this unremitting drive that plants have to grow and to clothe the soil that we have with green and life and energy. And to be a gardener, you get to play around with that. And you sort of get welcomed into it. It's like you're not needed, but nature says, yeah, okay, you can come on. We can sort of, have a bit of a tussle. You can even tell this plant how you want it to grow for a bit. Sort of clip it and train it, and you're feeling very chuffed with yourself for all of your efforts. And you sort of look up and see what the natural world is doing without any of your help, and you think, okay, I've got a bit further to go. So yeah, that's where I get my inspiration from. I suppose you'd like to think that your garden would be your gardening legacy, but the truth is gardens don't really linger for very long once you've gone. And in a way, I quite like the idea that nature will reclaim my garden after I've gone. And if nature doesn't reclaim it, someone else will come along and make the space their own, because that's what gardens are about, really. Gardens are a relationship between the gardener and the natural world. And, when the gardener's gone, it's time for someone else to move in. So I think my legacy, although it'd be quite short-lived, would be that I encouraged people and helped them feel less scared about getting involved with plants and about the whole business of gardening. So that would be my legacy. Just a general garden encourager.